Hey everyone, Jessie here with parkbench.com. Today I have the pleasure of interviewing Sandra Pike, listing specialist with the Pike Group and local leader in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Hi there, Sandra. How are you?
Good. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for joining. Really looking forward to getting to know you a little bit more today.
We'll see what you say after.
Well, why don't we start with, why did you first decide to become a real estate agent?
It's so funny. I moved here at the end of 2006, and I sold advertising to realtors for years. And they used to keep telling me, "Oh, you should be an agent. You should be an agent." And I'm like, "No, there's too many." And never really was my interest, truth be told. And one day I'm with this agent. She's so busy, and I said, "You know what?" I said, "I'll get my license." And in the meantime, I had a job that I worked from home that was sales. And so I was able to do some studying in the morning for my real estate. And it took me about 3 months, and I wrote the exam and I failed it. And and did it again, and passed. And you know what? Never looked back. It's certainly been a ride. I don't know. I'm a hunter. I like the game, and I know we're in the business to help people, but for me, it's the chase. But I know in order to get more business, I really had to give good customer service, because if not, I just don't want to be a one-hit wonder for anybody.
Yeah, for sure. And like you said, there's so many agents. I think it is really about setting yourself apart. So
absolutely.
That definitely ties into my next question. So what are some of the things that really make you stand out as an agent?
Well, I think what makes me stand out as an agent, I would say that it's my willingness to come outside the box. And we were the first real estate agents here to start like, "Hey, it's Sandra. Welcome to our newest listing at 123 Street." I've always been innovative, and I've always wanted to be trendy, because as I'm aging, the younger millennials, there's always new technology. So I adapt really quickly. Now, when COVID hit, nothing really changed in my business because we were already fully digital, except now we had to wear a mask. But the exciting times is, just the strategy now is what I've been learning, because how I sold before, using it's totally different now. And so it's been interesting. It's certainly been an uphill ride.
Yeah, that's really, really great. So with all the experience you have, do you have like a memorable story of working with a client?
Yeah, I do. And this is about 3 years ago, I guess. So I had this gentleman trying to sell his house, didn't sell it, went with another agent. She didn't sell it either. And he ended up coming back to me. I don't know, it was about, fast forward a few years. And he said, "Sandra, I'm married now, and I need you to come out to meet my wife, and we need to sell our house." So I get out there, and his wife is there and his little boy. It was the first time I've ever cried during a listing presentation. His little boy has a disease, unfortunately, that if he didn't get the medication that he needed, he would only live to be maybe 4. And if he did get the medication, he would only, live to be a young adult. And he was the cutest little boy sitting there, and he had to have not a harness, but he was in some type of mechanism that would help him sit up straight. And she was telling me the story of their hardship and what they were going through. And it was the first time that I've ever been that touched during a listing. And I'm trying not to show my tears. But yeah, anyway, we listed and I got an offer right away. I've never been so happy to say, "Hey, guess what?" So I would say, out of all the transactions I've done, that one just sticks out the most.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's definitely definitely a heartwarming story. And so interesting that you had started working with them initially and it didn't work out. It wasn't the right time and then came back. So that's so wonderful. So obviously real estate is a really big part of your life and a big part of your day to day. What do you like to do outside of that? What do you like to do for fun?
Well, so I'm pretty boring, truth be told. I do go to the gym every morning. We're up at 5 o'clock, my partner and I. That's just what we do. Love food. Definitely a foodie. This year, it's been a bit of a growth cycle for me as a CEO, team lead, working on becoming better, better at what I do. I mean, real estate, I think I've done well there and the success shows, but now it's, I'm doing podcast and reading, and podcast for me was totally something I never did before. And it's been a lot of changes this year, a lot of good ones. So, I can't go travel. So now it's drinking wine and podcast.
I love it. That's great. It definitely sounds like a lot of growth in the year, which is really exciting. So,
yeah, you know what? Again, there, out of every negative thing that happens, I feel that there's always a silver lining. And COVID, again, I think for a lot of agents, they truly had to step outside of their box. They had to become digital. They had to get on video. So, really good for them that, it happened. But for me, again, that was already there. It was now focusing on myself and the strategies and, how to service my client better, not just by the marketing, because I think that we just needed something else.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's great. So what is it you love most about working and living in Halifax?
So if you had asked me that back in 2007, I would have told you I hated Halifax, and it was the worst move I would have made.
Wow.
I'm from Newfoundland originally, lived in Ottawa for about 20 years, and the position that I was in, they asked me to come back here, and I'm like, no, I'm not going. And anyway, it was some heavy convincing, and I came back. I found it really lonely. So I would have been 36, going on 37, no kids. I came here alone, and I found it really hard to meet people. And Halifax is not very cookish, believe it or not. But being here now for as long as I have been, I love being back on the East Coast. I love being close to my family. Halifax itself is, I would like to say, it's a mini Ottawa, truth be told. It's extremely eclectic. We have a lot of diversity. The music is amazing. The fresh seafood. Our winter, truth be told, has been absolutely wonderful. Like, I remember living in Ottawa, you get, the -40 with the wind chill. It's so dry, and it's not like that here. And mind you, I did miss White Swan when it happened here. There was a big snowstorm, I think, in 2005. But, it's so good to be, my parents can just hop on a boat and come over. And people are really nice, and, it's no regrets. I mean, again, in the beginning, but now it's, I think one of the better moves that I did make was to come back to the East Coast.
That's great. So it took a little bit of time for your relationship with Halifax to really flourish, but now it's quite strong.
Yeah, it took a year before I called it home, believe it or not.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great. So you've sponsored these community websites that are really all about supporting small business, shopping local. We've got a website for South End. We've got a website for Bedford, a website for Fall River. So why do you think it's so important for us to focus on that? Like, why do you think it's so important for us to shop local and support small businesses?
I think it's I'm a small business, at the end of the day. And, there are parallels. When I got in the industry, I had a mentor. I had someone who was helping me out and who was there for me. And if it wasn't for him, I don't feel that I would be where I am today. And so I know how difficult it is for locals. And I've been very blessed, myself and the team, throughout COVID, that we've been extremely busy. And because the community has given so much faith in me and my team to sell homes, and the least I can do is give back. So if I can help someone succeed, that brings me joy. And, being able to help out local businesses and, for them to flourish and be so successful, I think it's important. And community is where it's at, right? That's where it starts. So hopefully with our 3 sites, and again, so we're just new and we're starting. So we'd love to get some business owners on and, to be able to help them out and get the word. In the industry itself of real estate, I am known for marketing, and I've given courses on it. I've given lectures, and so if someone who is a local owner and they're not, aware of that, well, let's just do a Zoom and then I can help you, get that out to the public, right? So just want to give back because people have been so kind to me, right? That's at the end of the day.
I love that. And I feel like it's very much the East Coast way. So it all ties in together.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Well, it's been so great getting to know you more today, Sandra. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us.
Oh, thank you so much.
Of course. So everyone watching, once again, this was Sandra Pike, listing specialist with the Pike Group. Be sure to check out her local community websites. You can find one at parkbench.com/Southend, parkbench.com/BedfordNS, and parkbench.com/Fall River NS. If you have a local business, as you've heard, Sandra would love to feature you, so be sure to reach out to her today. Thanks so much for your time today. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome.